right. Got the fucking man, the myth, the legend, the fucking Houston Underground King in the fucking building. Well, technically in the webcam, because they're doing this a little bit different on this episode too. So, Big Wurm, he's a Houston-based. What do you say, dubstep and rhythm, or just strictly?
Yeah, I guess dubstep and rhythm, sure.
Dubstep,
I don't know.
Rhythm producer.
Naming genres is hard.
I mean, at this point, it's
it's all the same. Who cares?
What Thick Boy said, it's all dubstep. Unless
it's all dubstep.
Talk about house and techno, then those are like the snobs. They're just like, no, it's deep house, it's tech house, it's bass house. Like, I'm vibing, I'm grooving.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Fun, fucking, just gonna call it house. But yeah, we got motherfucking Big Wurm in the building. All right, so dude, I got one question. So how did Big Wurm come into fruition? Like, tell me the story about that.
So like growing up, like my last name is Wurm, obviously. Like growing up, like people call me Big Wurm, like from Friday. Mm. And so I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna go with that as like the artist name. Like I wrote a track, like it was 4 years ago now. Like first month of producing, I wanted to put it out like immediately. Terrible idea. Don't do that. Like if you're just starting producing. And we were sitting there, like, I uploaded to SoundCloud, but I hadn't put my name on SoundCloud yet. And I was like, what should it be? And I just was like, screw it. We'll just go with this. And if I hate it, I'll change it later. And then I just never did. So.
The story of Big Wurm, y'all. To come up. So, people that don't know, again, Houston-based, how long because I know you've been around for like a while, dude. So, how long have you been in this scene? Well, like your introduction to the scene, and then going into like what made you like wanting to start to produce and DJ.
So like 2015, I went to Free Press, and saw Major Lazer, and I was like, oh, this is tight. And then I never like revisited EDM. Actually, let me go before 2015. Like high school, I was listening to like dubstep, like Skrillex, Fun Case, all that shit, of course. And then it kind of just like disappeared, I guess. Mm-hmm. I stopped listening to it. 2015, I went to the festival, saw Major Lazer. And then 2016, I went again and saw Lewis the Child. And I was like, oh, shit, like, this EDM shit is pretty tight.
it's the move.
so, like, by the end of 2016, November 2016, I started producing. Freaky Deaky 2016 was when I decided I was going to start. Because, like, I grew up like in choir and shit, and so like I had a decent understanding of music, and I was listening to it and I was like, oh, this seems just like really like mostly just basic like music theory shit. It doesn't seem that hard, so fuck it, like I'll try it.
I envy people who can just say that, dude. I'll hop in fucking Ableton and try to do some shit, and I'll just be there for like 3 hours, and then I just come up with something that's just like kick, snare, and then the bass or the synths just bah.
Yeah,
that's most of my projects.
It's I don't know how y'all do this, bro. I tried and I just could never get the grasp of it.
It takes like 6 months ago I finally started writing tracks that I like really enjoy.
What do you so because I know for most producers it's kind of like a constant battle of like you make something and you're just like, oh, I don't know how to feel about this. Either you move on to the next track or you never put it out. So how would, I guess for you, what is some things that you do, or do you just say like, fuck it, like I'm just gonna go with this? Like, do you ever come to like a place where you're just like, satisfied with what you do, or are you constantly just like kind of iffy about it and then like kind of grow?
I'm always iffy about it, but like I always feel like, and I always tell people this: if you actually want to do something, you have to do it. Like every song I put out, like even recently, I'm still like, should I post this? Like even if I like it, and I don't know, you just have to put it out. You just have to do it.
I feel you on that one.
Because otherwise, you're never gonna be good enough for yourself. So you just have to make yourself do it.
Can't be scared. You gotta take the risk.
Basically, yeah.
So out of like the music catalog that you have under your belt, which one do you think is like the one you're most proudest of? Which is kind of a screwed up question because I feel like every song you make is like your child, and you're not supposed to like love one child more than the others. But there's that one song. There's
this one track I started like 2 weeks ago that I'm really excited on. I posted a clip on Twitter.
Ooh. Is it? Is it the drum and bass one?
No, that one's tight too though. I'm really hyped about that. But that was just like So for anyone who hasn't seen this clip, it's Ominous's Fall Guys edit. I made a jump up flip of it, and like that really was not that hard. It was just fucking like slight editing and some drums. But yeah, that I'm pretty hyped on that tune. Like it's pretty sick.
If I could, can we edit air horns? Because
I
can
can
we
put
do like
some
bow,
air
bow, 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 'cause we fucking need it. We need that shit. We need it.
Oh, no.
Go for it.
All right, so I'm about to change this. Go left real quick. How has COVID affected you? Negative or positive?
Both. Like, it was weird. It's hard to say. I mean, like, so as far as shows, obviously that sucks. But like, it also gave me a lot of time to like sit and produce and not make dubstep for. Like, I took like a month and a half off where I was just making future bass, and so it gave me time, which is solid. But it sucks not doing things.
Yeah.
But overall, like at this point, you have to be positive about it, I guess, because me being sad about not being able to do shit is not gonna make COVID go away.
Yeah.
So
take advantage, stay locked in.
Do you feel like you've kind of grown as a producer during like, you know, I guess like the past, has it been like what, 7-8 months?
6 months, 7 months, yeah.
Something
I would say so. Like the first month and a half, like it threw me off really bad. I was like not able to write or anything, like, because a lot of, I would say the main thing that changed is I would get home from shows before, and I'd be like, all right, I have a track idea I want to start based on the energy of the show that I just played.
True.
Now everything has to come from like my own vibe and energy myself, which is better, I would say, but like it had to completely change my influence on how I was writing tracks.
Do you feel like you're getting more like of a raw kind of version of yourself as you're producing nowadays?
I would say so. I'm not trying to like make tunes that like before I would just try to make tunes that would sound good on the system and like bang. Mm-hmm. And now like I'm less worried about it because it's not going to get played out for a while anyway. So I just try to make stuff that I enjoy now more than anything, rather than trying to make it a banging track on a big system or whatever.
Example being the future-based stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Like with the future-based stuff, I realized my intros were really lacking on my dubstep tunes. And so I decided, fuck it, like that's probably a good way to get better intros is to write not dubstep for a month and a half.
For me, I always felt like, because I don't know, just I always felt like tracks that always like stand out, that always do well, like even before like I guess like EDM or whatever, is like songs that had good melodies into them. Because if you have a good melody, it's gonna, you know, you're kind of just moving or grooving with it. But also it kind of, that melody can get stuck in your head, and it, not necessarily like in a bad way, but it can just be like super catchy.
Yeah, definitely.
And then going into dubstep, that's like kind of like what I've noticed is that most of the songs that have like, you know, those melodic stuffs, you know, the melodies like in the intros, even in the drops or whatever, those are the ones that usually tend to stand out a lot more just because they're more memorable. Even
the really simple ones recently, like Welland's been doing a lot of like, his intros are really simple, but they're really catchy. Mm-hmm. Sizzy, same thing. Like the intro on the intro on LMF is like so tight, but it's so simple. Mm-hmm. And when I realized like you don't need to really overcomplicate it, you can just make it tight with like pretty bare bone shit like that. I don't know, that felt good for me. Like I could chill out and like not overthink things.
How do you feel about live streams right now? Do you feel like they're getting old?
I personally like, I'm not crazy about live streams. I just can't feel an energy, and it makes it really hard for me to like get through. Like I enjoy doing them every now and then, but like I know a lot of people will play live streams like every week, every 2 weeks. I just can't, like, I don't know. The other thing is with live streams, because like live shows, if you're playing different venues in different cities, you know, 3 weekends in a month, you can play basically the same set, and no one will know. But if you play a live stream fucking 3 weekends in a row, you have to play 3 different sets basically because it's
Yep,
probably going to be a lot of the same
100%.
people watching, and so that makes it a lot more like challenging.
Yeah.
And like, and you know this with like the way we mix with like doubles and shit, it becomes way more challenging.
Oh, dude,
then it's not
what?
just finding new tracks.
What? It's so hard. Like doing these streams is actually kind of like not really difficult, but it gets kind of annoying because you're just like, wait, I played this at the like last one, maybe do a different double, but you're just like, no, that one was really good, but I don't want to reset it because I already played it.
Right.
Playing like a live show, you can just basically rinse out like you said everything. It's just like
Exactly.
you're practicing it. You know you're gonna do it well. You're not gonna screw it up because that's what you've been doing. And
Right.
You're gonna get the same reaction every time. And it's
And
like,
the
a
other
good reaction.
The other thing with like live streams versus in-person shows, like in person, I'll always freestyle doubles for like 5 or 10 minutes. Like I did this last night. It's just like you can feel an energy and you can just make up stuff on the spot and it works like almost 100% of the time. But live streams, you can't, like it doesn't work. Every time I've tried to just freestyle doubles on a live stream, it always flops. It never. I always end up deleting that one and re-recording because it never feels right.
I feel like because you're just like in your head because at a show you have the energy from the crowd to kind of like you can feed off of and you're just like, all right, this is what they're feeling, this is how what they're doing. But and it's like in a live stream setting, it's just you in the room.
Exactly.
And I feel like you're like in your mind, you're just kind of like getting yourself or being more harsh, more critical on yourself than being in like a live setting. So since we're talking about live shows, I want to ask you, what is your most memorable live show you played? Because I know you played a few. I know this is going to be kind of a difficult question.
Probably either Grimefest last February. That was insane.
That was
Dallas,
insane.
yeah.
That was insane, bro.
The outside of Green Elephant was just totally packed and. It was just incredible. That and then the last show I played pre-COVID was March 14th or 15th. That was supposed to be the Excision after party, but Excision got canceled. So then we were just fucking going, and that was tight as well. Anytime you can play on a big system in front of a lot of people is a good time.
Yeah, 100%. What I want to ask you about again, like live shows, is like the one at the Ava. Is that how you say it? Is it Ava?
Yeah.
The one that did they get closed down or shut down?
Yeah.
Fuck. But how was that like? Because I know it was literally just you and a bunch of homies just up there, and that was it. Like, were you expecting, I guess, like that kind of like turnout? Because it was like y'all did pretty well for that one.
For which one? For the one in March, the X-rated one?
I think so. I don't even remember, but I know it was you and Trigger Happy, and then like
yeah.
Just going back to
back. Playing at Ava's like, I'm so sad that venue's closed because I've played there, I think 5 times.
One of them for a live stream. That one was cool. That live stream was cool.
That live stream at Ava was super tight. Like, it was very strange to play in that room with no people.
Was like the sound
Really
system
weird.
like in full effect that night or no?
No, we just had the booth monitors running. We didn't have the sound
I feel
running.
like that'd be cool, but like it's like a constant echo.
That was interesting because it was like there were maybe like 8 people there. The 3 of us, I think it was 3 of us that played. Yeah,
It was. I think it was you, Nazar.
me, Menace, and Nazar. Yeah. And then the people that were running production, and that was it. And it was just, I wish we could do more streams like that where it's fucking you're all out on a system and going in like that.
Because it kind of feels like you're back in your natural habitat in a way because you have
Right,
that full
exactly.
stage production.
Yeah. And so when Ava closed, that was pretty upsetting.
Does Houston have like another venue to make up for it or no?
I mean, Ava already was like Johnny with Virtuosos just made Ava work. So we're going to have something, I'm sure, when things come back. I'm sure he has a plan to have another venue like Ava. But not really. Like, we have Stereo, we have other clubs, but they're all, I don't want to say they're garbage, but yeah. I mean, they're not awful, but for local music, they're not great. Like,
I feel you on that one.
How do you feel about the drive-in raves, and have you been to one yet?
I tried to go to the Subtronics one in Houston when it got shut down.
Ah, damn.
And that was the only one I've been to. I personally like anything we can do to make money in the industry so we don't tank entirely, so that music can continue after this. Like, it's good, you know. Like, so drive-ins are maybe not the perfect solution, but they're bringing in income, and we have to have the industry survive somehow. That's pretty much the only way that can happen right now.
I mean, other ways people are doing it is like limited capacity events. And, you know,
yeah. Now we're having that too.
How do you feel about those?
I don't know. I'm still like you know, I played one last night, and it was good, but it was still like nerve-wracking a lot. And it's weird, man. It was weird seeing people, just weird seeing a crowd of people, basically.
No, I think that one too, because the one I played at last night, like I had to go up on the mic and tell them like, hey, like we need to spread out, we need to like, you know, space out a little bit more.
Yeah,
like
we had a visual running that was like space out, wear your mask, all that, and like that would play just as often as like the actual visuals.
Oh wow.
But yeah, I think same thing with like the drive-in. I don't think limited capacity, like nothing's going to be a perfect solution as far as like stopping a spread. But when you have, not to dive into like politics real quick, but when you have a government that won't take care of us, what option do we have? We're going to end up having every venue in the country closed if we don't do something. So
how long do you think we have until we start seeing that? Because I mean, we saw that like earlier on, you know, the lockdown pandemic. Like we saw, you know, Ava get shut down. We saw Lizard get shut down. But really the only people that are like staying up are just bars and clubs that are taking like not really full advantage of it, but that are saying, you know, fuck this shit, we're just gonna do what we want type deal.
That's what's weird about that is like it's screwing everyone, but it's also the only thing that's keeping everyone afloat. Yeah. Like it's a double-edged sword for sure. But also like it completely. Going into COVID, I thought the underground was going to be like really heavy, and not in a good way. Like we've talked about this with like.
We'll bleep that. Like, yeah, we aren't supposed to say names. We'll just put like a bleep over.
Okay.
Don't worry.
But yeah, people throwing dumbass underground illegal shit this whole time, but then you have the clubs doing the exact same shit, and no one says anything.
Because I feel like
it's kind of like
the way I see it, it's like. With them, they just saw like an opportunity and just took full advantage.
Oh, specifically for them, yeah, no, like it's absolutely ridiculous. But people like them, like
just because that's like the only.
And just for the record, I don't think anyone should be playing at the club or these underground shows that have no rules or any of that. But it is kind of crappy to see like people that already have no status get dragged, and then people that own these clubs. Nothing happens. Like, because if we really want, like, I don't want to say change, but if we want people to actually follow the fucking rules, we have to actually press the people that are really doing shit, not just the people that are, like, doing underground stuff.
I feel like the only reason we only see them get hate is because they're a part, like, of this community. Most clubs and bars, you know, they're their own thing. They don't really just stick.
That is true.
I feel like that's like the main reason why they, you know, get such negative feedback is because they're, you know, a part of the community rather than them like clubs and bars just being their own thing that expands further than the community and it expands
that's
like
true,
people
for
that
sure,
don't care and they obviously don't care because they're constantly going out.
Yeah.
As, like bars and clubs.
So how and when did you first hear about Riddim Squad?
I actually don't even know. Like, I don't know how I found out about Riddim Squad, but I've known about Riddim Squad for forever now, it feels like, basically.
It was probably just some random shit post that we do on Twitter.
Probably. It was probably just some random shit on Twitter. And, like, I mean, I know I met a lot of y'all in February, but, like, I knew about everyone well before that. So, like, I don't know. I can't put a date on it for sure.
Or like, let's just say social media is what.
Yeah, Twitter probably.
Oh my god. So if whenever everything gets is able to actually like run properly, everything's fine, everything's safe. Let's say for some reason or somehow we manage to throw events and shit, and it's. I'm trying to secure somebody on the lineup, Chase. Stop laughing. Would you be down? Would you be down to play an event for us? Because, bro.
Yeah, of course.
Because like I'm not gonna lie, these live streams like they're cool enough. I need a like in-person Big Wurm set again, bro. Ever since February, I needed another set, dude. Because holy shit. That entire night was fucking insane.
That, like, every set that night was just insane. Like,
and I don't know what it was. Like, you would, like, I felt, it's not even, like, me, getting introduced to, like, DJs. I just feel like everybody just went above and beyond that night. Like, they just pushed themselves for, like, further than what they're normally used to.
I definitely, like, everyone, like, I feel like the night started out really strong, and everyone after that was like, all right, we just got to match this energy. Because, like, Soundwreck played really early, and the tunes he drops are just massive. And so after that, I think everyone was just like, all right, like, that set the bar, and the rest of that night, everyone was just
go off.
Yeah.
Go off.
See, I love that, though, because I know, okay, so do you feel like, as a, like, whenever you were, like, an opener or, like, supporting act, do you feel like you had, like, this stigma that you're supposed to kind of just take it easy and then, like, ease your way into it?
I've basically ignored that unless the artist says otherwise.
So let's say the artist does say it. Are you more like of a no? Fuck you. You're supposed to be the one people see, and then you're supposed to outdo everybody, or do you just like,
if the headliner asks, I'll respect that for sure. Like, they put in the time already to be at that point in their career, but like. I've literally never had a show where I've messaged an artist and they've been like, nah, you can't, like, go the fuck off. Like, every single time, they're always like, do whatever, have a good time.
See,
don't play any of my songs.
I love that. Because I feel like if you do your thing, you go hard at the beginning of the night. Like with Soundwreck, it just sets the bar, it just sets the mood, it just sets the tone for everything. And then after that, like, that energy's just there and it's just going to, like, keep going up and keep going up. Just because it's like you have like bigger artists like as you go like into the sets, and it's just like, all right, like he played, okay, now I'm hyped to see this person, but I'm also hyped to see the person after him, and it's just like that energy is just gonna like keep on going until you get to like 1:30 and then everyone's just tired of shit.
Yeah, I think the main thing with opening is like, if you're gonna play like large tunes, make sure they're underground tunes or like stuff the headliner's not gonna play. I feel like a lot of the stigma around opening and playing hard is not really actually playing hard. It's just playing like generic ass music that like that the headliner's gonna want to play or something like that. Yeah. It's almost never that they're really worried about where your energy is at.
True. I'd say just rinse out all the homies' tunes.
Yeah, definitely.
Shout out Trigger.
When you have like Trigger Happy or some of those guys that make just ridiculous songs, you have a pretty good file of tunes that other people don't have that you can play out.
Bro, he sent me like a dub pack, or I guess is that what they're called? Dub packs, dub plates. He sent me those, and I'm just like, dude, how is it like not known? Like how? Like I'm just listening to this, I'm just what the fuck type shit. But I don't know, man. Holy shit.
So who should we be on the lookout for?
Oh, yeah. I know you know a few people. I know you know a few people that don't get, the recognition that they deserve.
So last night when Trigger Happy played, obviously Trigger Happy, for one. Like, every tune that dude makes is ridiculous. And how every single song he's put out hasn't just completely popped off doesn't make any sense to me. Like last night, some of the tunes of his that he was playing that I hadn't heard were all just... There was one specifically, I don't remember what the name of it was, but it was just absolutely insane. And then he brought on Seizure and the stuff he's been working on. I hadn't talked to him in, 6 months before last night. But the stuff he's been working on is all next level stuff. Everyone's still not sleep on Dizzy 3. Like, he just hit 3K on SoundCloud, so like people are starting to realize that he's the shit. But I would say definitely going into the next year, watch out for him, because he's going to be, now that he's like hit 3K on SoundCloud, he's going to be playing out a lot more all over the place. Well, assuming, shows happen. And then Space also. if I could get him to release fucking music. Because he'll like send tracks to like the Looney Tunes group message, and every single time I'm like, I don't even understand how you made this. Like, this is insane.
And he just never puts it out.
Yeah, and then he'll just delete it. He'll just be like, oh, like, I wasn't feeling it. The project's gone. It's like, bro, why are you doing this?
Like,
and he's always been like that. Like, I've been buds with him for, I don't know, 3 years. And even like 3 years ago, he was making stuff that I didn't understand at the time, that I thought was pretty insane. And he would just delete the projects. He would just be like, it's not where I want to be. I'm not going to put this out. I'm like,
I'm telling you, bro. It's like, if you want to do something, you just got to go for it.
Yeah,
but I mean, he's doing something right.
Earlier when I was saying, like, you just have to put stuff out, Trigger Happy and Space are the two people I mainly tell that to. Because Trigger Happy started doing it. He started dropping tracks consistently. Like, this time last year, he was sitting on, I don't know, probably 10 tunes. And I was like, drop these. Like, put them out, please. Because they're all insane.
All right, so who is your dream back-to-back be?
Oh,
this is hard. Shivers.
Yes! I knew it. That dude is insane, bro. They don't call him the Butcher they call him the Butcher for a fucking reason, bro. As I aspire to be like as a fucking chop god as he is.
Seriously, like even the tunes that I'm like, oh, this, like I'll hear him play like the intros of the songs at the same time, I'm like, oh, these are not going to double well together. And then he'll drop it. It's like, okay, yeah, this is way better than anything that I thought would have happened.
Like, just fuck you, bro. Just fuck my opinion. Do you, because it's working. What about motherfucking Cod Dubs, bro?
Dude, Cod Dubs is like, he's such a monster on the decks, and I feel like no one respects that. Like, everyone is just everyone's been completely like sleep on it for so long, and dude, I don't understand how.
They did the after party or the after stream for Lost Lands or Couch Lands. I just see him just casually just chopping like 3 tracks. I think he dropped like a quad, or it was a quad drop, and he was just chopping like 3 tracks, just like doing this, just super fast. Yeah. Just, like, and nobody's freaking out. Like, I don't see like the chat. They're just like, it's just still like, y'all aren't seeing this? He's doing it live.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh my god.
It always is like not concerned. I guess upsetting when people like don't realize Cod Dubs or anyone else is just an absolute monster, and people like just completely are asleep on the fact that they're just mad on the decks.
I feel like it's because we know what's going on. We have like that deeper appreciation of like what they're doing in their craft. But people when they're there, they're just like, I just want to hear music. I just want to like do this. But I feel like it's mainly artists that give their respect to Shivers and Cod because of like what they do, and we know what they're doing.
Right, definitely.
But I just wish they got like more recognition, even though they already
obviously
they got the recognition that they do, but I don't know. I feel like they're underappreciated in my opinion.
Like COD should be a headlining touring act everywhere. Like it shouldn't be even close.
I'm surprised you didn't say Subtronics.
I was going to, but I feel like everyone says that. So
yeah. All right, what event or festival would you want to play at?
And why is it Lost Lands?
Yeah.
Fucking dubstep Disneyland, bro.
Yeah, definitely Lost Lands for sure. But
what about Rampage?
Rampage, I would rather play Rampage than Lost Lands, to be honest. Rampage would be so fucking sick. I want to go so badly. I was gonna go this year, like I was committed to doing it, and then
shout out obviously. Wait, where is it? Rampage? Is it like it's overseas, right? Like it's not here. I think
Belgium.
I think right.
Belgium.
Yeah,
sounds correct.
Imagine a Big Wurm, Murda Infect, just back to back.
I would love to go back to back with Infect, dude. Like so, when everything started getting shut down, I started taking lessons from him. I did for like 4 months, and that really stepped my shit up for sure. And he's just like the nicest fucking guy. Like after I stopped doing the lessons, like I explained to him, why I was not going to do it anymore or whatever. He was like, okay, well, if you have any tunes like you want me to check out or like you need advice or anything, like feel free to hit me up. And I was like, oh, like dope. Like
okay,
he's just a nice person.
Holy shit.
That's weird. All right, so for that festival, what song would you open with?
I would do
Like a
Drunk
VIP,
Zelda
VIP.
times this ridiculous blocks edit that I can't think of the name off the top of my head. Times Wasteland, the Sober's bootleg, times Monster Blocks Stibby 2018 VIP.
So most people, they just said one song. He just said, "Yeah, I'm just gonna play four. I'm just gonna drop a quad." And that's how I'm opening it up with. Set the fucking tone for everything. It's just nothing but quads and fucking mayhem for the entire night.
That's what I was gonna open with, like last night, and then they only had 3 decks. And I was like, oh, I can't. I can't do it.
But still, I hate this man. He says, yeah, we only have 3 decks. So, like you can do so much shit with 3 decks, but you're just like, I can do more with another one. Fucking give me 6 decks, and I'll show you what it can do.
Like, and 3 decks is not, like, it's not bad. I mean, it just completely changes my set from being mostly triples to mostly doubles. Like, it's not bad. It's just different.
I'm over here struggling to fucking do fucking triples and shit, and this man is just like, yeah, I'll just mainly do doubles just because I only have 3 decks. Because, but I mean, I know why. It's just because transitions are just like a lot easier with that extra deck.
Yeah, exactly. And like, I don't know how you structure your sets. Personally, I just have my sets sorted by key, and that's it, or my songs sorted by key, and then I just pick shit off the top of my head. So if I plan shit out, I could probably spin fast enough on 3 decks where I could work it out, but I don't like planning things. So
yeah. You get more, like a more organic kind of feel whenever you just go off the top.
I feel like I play better. I've tried playing like planned stuff, and it just never like. I like zone out like halfway through because I don't have to think about anything. So not planning keeps me like fully engaged in what I'm doing. Yeah.
Well, not even that, but I also feel like if you just have like a planned set and it gets to a part where, the energy kind of dies down, and it's, well, no, not even that. It's just like you're expecting like something and then you get like a different reaction. And it's just like,
yeah.
This is kind of like how it's going to go. It's like, oh shit, what do I do? I feel like if you just kind of go off the top of your head, you're just, again, reading the crowd's energy, reading vibes, and you just have an overall better set, and it's just something that you can, be more happy with at the end of the night.
That was something that I forgot, the feeling of was reading a crowd. Like, that's such a good feeling to, like, drop a double and then be like, okay, I have 4 more that are similar to that, and I know they're all about to go off because that one just did. Mm-hmm. I, obviously hadn't been able to do that for 6-7 months. So getting to do that last night and be able to just see people's reactions to really surprising sort of things, like the stuff that I would usually play is kind of like it's like actual rhythm stuff that would be like more chilled out that I would play in between like heavier drops. Mm-hmm. Got them better reaction last night, and so then I veered off and did more like actual rhythm shit, which is more fun for me personally. So it was tight for sure.
And overall, that just led to a better set.
Exactly.
Is there anything else you can think of? Dream collab. If you could collab with anybody.
Bro, that's so hard because collabs stress me the fuck out.
Okay, so we're not like let's just say this is a perfect world scenario. You're not running into, okay, you send stems or whips to said artist, and then they take like 8 months to reply back. It's like, oh, I just saw this. Like, just saying like
the issue is I'm that person. I just saw this.
No, like, let's say you had the time, the ability.
No, but yeah, probably Fun Case. Just because like 50 Caliber was like the first dubstep song outside of Skrillex that I heard, and so collabing with him would just be insane just for emotional reasons.
Because it's like he's like, I guess, the one that kind of like got you into said genre or like in the scene. So it's like to really have the opportunity to like sit down and work with him. It's just like not really like the end goal, but it's like one of those like goals that you have like on the top of your list.
Yeah. Like last, I think it was last November, I opened for him in Houston. Yeah, it was November, I think 11th of last year.
How was that like?
And that was insane. That was the first time I played Ava with like a big crowd, and it was tight. So, and that emotionally was like super sick because like I told Johnny when he booked me for that show, I was like, dude, Funcase has been like my number one for forever. So getting to open for him was super fucking sick.
Because it goes beyond just, the time slot and like where you're playing at in the crowd. It's like a deeper meeting.
Right, exactly.
So, all right. So before we go, do you got like any shout outs, anything you want to say? Anyone you like, anything?
Shout out Looney Tunes. Follow the page. I rejoined the collective like a month ago. Just kind of took a step back, not really trying to lead it anymore, just being involved. Fresh Dirt Volume, what am I on, 5? It's coming out Saturday.
Ooh.
So
sorry if I clipped.
Pretty, I'm pretty fucking psyched on that.
Go!
Yeah. Follow me on Twitter, SoundCloud, all that. All my socials are Big Wurm Music,
Link
and SoundCloud is just Big Wurm.
We'll put all your promo and all the info in the description for you. So yeah, sweet. All right, episode. What is this? 5?
5, yeah.
Oh shit, episode 5. Make sure to tune in for Fresh Dirt Volume 5. Keep it locked. Keep it. I don't know. See you guys in the next one.
Peace.